Hi guys, Terrain here. Just literally like I've been doing the videos over the last few days. Close that door up. Over the next few days I've shown you the infantry and drones, the vehicles and just a close up on the board. It's now time to show you the actual battle suits, which for the tail of course are the most important. So first of all, let's go with the smallest guys. Now this is a unit of 5. I've only got the 3 guys here for the moment because they all kind of look very similar. So, paint scheme wise, if I bring one closer forwards. Right, so they've all been glossed, so it's a bit shiny. But they're very dark. Instead of using the white, which I've used on most of the other models, you'll see, I've gone instead to do the black. There we go. So you've got the green lenses there, and you can see the glow in the burst cannon system there. So some of these guys have had smoke effect, so this guy is actually lifting off the base. The other guys are pretty similar, there's not much difference there. And then they have the squad captain, who has an arm nicked from an old Shadow Sun model, so he always falls over because he's got a metal arm. He's got a drone controller on his back. Like I said, nice simple little squad. Exceptionally good in 6th edition. Now they have a 2+ save in most ruins. And if you're not putting them in ruins for that save, then you're doing something wrong. Okay, to my basic squads. So this is basic squad number 1. And this was the first squad of Battlesuits I did for the Enclave Force. This squad actually is taken from the artwork inside the book as well. That's why their poses are a bit weird. So I'll bring forward the basic suit first. Here we have just a burst cannon and flamer. Now I know this isn't really a particularly good setup in the game, but I went for a strong narrative feeling. So guys with flamers and burst cannons are the most novitiate, the newest guys to crisis suits. They're given the weapon systems that are cheap, easy to make, easy to use. There we go, it's lifted off the floor like that. I said all of them have the Farsights Enclave symbol on their backs. So this guy's got a multi-tracker as well. So it's the basic man. Once you've worked out how to use those systems, you're then given, which I believe is called the Sunforge configuration, or something like that, which is twin-linked fusion blasters and a target lock, so you can fire outside of the squad, showing your independence of the squad. There you go. He also has a marker drone floating around with him. It's one of the older marker drones. You've seen the newer marker drones in the previous video. This guy, as you can see, is also floating. Once you've used both of those systems, you're then given the most advanced systems, more expensive ones, missile pods, shield generators, and plasma rifles. Like I said, I'm not showing these in great detail because they're the basic suits. So there you go, that's what I was telling you about the drones yesterday. I don't use normal drones, I use mini drones that I make and use the actual drone heads as shields. And I put this green glowing effect as if the shield is energized. This dude has probably the best example of one of the firing missile systems. Okay, so that's basic squad number 1. This video is going to be quite long, guys, so please excuse me. And then we have basic squad number 2. Now on the board, these guys are going to be broken up, but they all have separate markings, so theoretically you can probably work out who's who. If you see on the leg of this dude, see there? It's got a squad marking and his squad unit. So each unit is marked by if it's on the left or the right side, and then it has an individual squad marking on the side. But they're literally the same as the squad I've just shown you, so don't really need to fuss around with them. Then we have some of the more advanced suits. So I'll show you this one and this one. these are your next level up. So once you've done your basic suit training, basic squad training, proved who you are, you're given a more advanced suit, and you can kind of choose your weapon systems. So this dude here has a fusion blaster, and a flamer, and a drone controller. He also has a head from an XV9, because it just looks more imposing. And he said he's got, as the last suit had one stripe of white, this guy has two stripes of white to show he's the next level along. Like I said, they've all been very heavily weathered, and there's the symbol on the back. And then this is one of the members of Farsights body group, heavily converted into a kneeling pose, and the shield's all powered up. Once again, head from an XV9, because you get 3 in the box. It's a brilliant kit. I'd advise any tower player to get a couple, because they are really nice. And he's got a shield drone floating around his head. Like that. So that's it for the basic XV9 patterns, except one of the newer ones I've been making, which is going to be my unit of death rains. These guys have a target lock kind of moulded onto their heads. This guy's not painted yet, and I'm not sure if he'll be on the board, but if he is, then you know I've been working all night to get him done. As I said, it's only Thursday now, so I've got tomorrow and Saturday to get them done, and then it will all be ready. Okay, last of the V8 patterns, we have the XV88s, or also known as the Get Out of the Way, It's a Broadside. You're going to see a lot of these, I would have said, in 6th edition. Strength 10, AP1, 72-inch range. Why not? It's taken and put into a rifle pose because I had an old broadside lying around and I wanted to make a squad, so I needed 2. So I just gave them each one and made it into a rifle onto the arm. So here we have the basic dude. Basic head, shield strapped onto his arm, and he's got his missile systems on the back along with his Farsight symbol. Excuse the light, I know it's not the best. And then we have the squad captain, who has a larger, more advanced head, which has kind of been made from the 2 sides of a burst cannon joined on. And he has a gun drone flowing around with him and needs a little bit of repair work. And then he's got a larger missile pod system on his back. And he's been converted into a similar kneeling pose as I showed you before on one of the other suits. I said I did these videos for close-ups, so you could see the army, because you're not really going to see it on the actual day. Then I have my favourite suits, my XV9s, and then I have one dude who's floating, because he actually flies around on the board, you'll see him, Suicide XV9. So there you go. They have the Fusion Cascade and Pulsed Ion Blaster, because you can only get one on Commander Royalius, so I used the Ion version as a pulsed one. So heavily weathered, beautiful models though, beautiful models. As I say, I've done this like vial liquid in the gun systems to show how much it's got left. Oh, they're beautiful models. I haven't really had much difficulty with them either, they weren't particularly hard to put together. The next dude, standing on the killer can as I told you yesterday. I won't bring this dude too close because it doesn't need to come too close. So, like I said, there's quite a nice red colour beneath. It's Hobbycraft's Ferrari red. Beautiful colour. It's over the top of, what is it, B&Q, Super Satin, Plasticoty. I just think it's brown. There's nothing on it that says anything else. Then we have their squad's leader, who is a different pattern suit. He has the wings on the sides. The wings that I didn't really like, and you've seen on the front of the things, but they did make him stand out as the squad leader, and he has 2 of the Fusion Cascades. You can see the squad marking there. Some of the guys as well have their own symbolization just to show that they are the most advanced, they know what they're doing. So he could be theoretically a chasseur or a chasseur. And there we go, just give him a quick spin. I need to get a turntable, but I have no money. Okay, we'll get on to the more important suits. So, which one should we go for? Let's go for this one. Dumph. Yeah, I'm going to need to pick the camera up for this one, so excuse me guys. So here is the XV-108, armed with its rail gun. Rail gun does move, all systems underneath, burst cannons on the sides. Now you did see this in a video earlier where I was building it, so this is what it looks like finished. That's just quite a big model. The legs do move, still using the same joint system on the Devilfish. So it does go up and down, and it can stand on its own, it's not too flimsy. I said a lot of plastic card and a lot of time went into this. So, tell me what you think guys. This is one of the nicer models. Like I told you, it's hard to move it around with one. So there he is. You'll see him pretty clearly on the board because he's so massive. Put the camera back down. Where are we going to go? We then have Farsights second in command with a very large shield taken from the side door of an old Devilfish I had. I had loads of old Devilfishes floating around. Here's the air bursting fragmentation launcher, which I made from a Typhoon, land speeder Typhoon missile launcher, and then it's a cyclonic ion blaster on his arm. He also has the commander's head. The actual parts aren't the metal ones, as you can tell. See, not too heavy. It's the new fine cast one. I didn't have much of a problem with it, except the heads were. The actual antennae for the heads were pretty dire, so I just left them. And he has his own symbolisation on his shoulder pad. If I bring that a bit closer, see, you can just see it's been damaged. So get my thumb out of the way. No one wants to see my thumb. Okay. And then last of all, we have the man himself, Commander Farsight. I didn't want to buy the kit because I'm stringent like that, and I also don't like the tiny little metal sword you get and the tiny little shield, so I'll give him a big buffed out shield, which is just taken from a drone with a big symbol on it, and the head's been made from just a spare antenna, and the sword was actually made from sprue. It's all been painted in this soft blue non-metallic. It did take me a long time to do. So other than that, it's in a pretty simple pose. It's nothing too stringent. Just really went for my painting more than anything else. And painting and converting. If I bring the sword closer, you can get a better look at the sword. Like I said, all the symbols on it are freehand. Like that. Excuse the terrible light. There you have him. Okay guys, so there is everything that's on the board now. So you've seen the Battlesuits, the infantry, the drones, the vehicles and the board itself. I might do a video tomorrow of just the army laid out, but I'm not sure. Other than that, tell me what you think guys. So really want to hear some feedback, and I will see you at Games Day. Alright guys, see you later.